Hello, Aries. How are you? This read is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for July 2023. Let's get started. I do have the vice versa deck to clarify or get more storyline. Okay? All right. Aries, let's go. I love that the sun is on the bottom of the deck. That was cool. So we're happy. We're happy. Look at that. We've let go of things that we couldn't control. We're facing, okay, Aries, listen, facing your emotional losses and healing, forgiving, and moving on. There it is. We're healing. We are now becoming the master of our own domain. Why? Because you're healed. You've been healing. July is all about your emotions and the healing emotional power of strength of one's resolve. This is emotions that run deep, right? You stripped everything, right? You looked deeply in your own self. Sorry for the glare. You looked deeply in your own self and said, you know what? I've got to change certain things in my life and let go of things in order for me to see myself as who I really authentically am. You know what you took a minute, right? And you said, okay, bowing the head is grace. It is the understanding and acceptance of taking responsibility for the things that we do. It's like, right, Aries, it's like when someone says, well, you promised me this and, I thought you were, for real. And then the human body language is typically, well, yeah, I really tried, but my head's down. It is a surrender, if you will, of what you already know someone saying is truthful, right? Our heart always knows. So when we bow our heads in any way, look, the masculine and the feminine, they're looking down because they have surrendered. And interesting enough, Aries, let's talk about that for a minute. Why is everyone always looking down at their phone? Are we capable as humanity, the evolution of humanity, are we capable of surrendering to the bureaucracy of society? I feel in this read, you have taken yourself and you are taking yourself on a new journey within. This journey is going to not only has it or will it enlighten you, you will realize that that's the body language that speaks of our head hanging low is not only surrender, but is also a graceful and peaceful dichotomy of how one has surrendered, right? Jesus's face is what they just showed me on the cross. Sacrifice. The sacrifices you've made, Aries, you have allowed yourself to be the real deal, your authentic self. And when you look at these two cards coming out, you're proud of yourself, as you should be. You should be that peacock. You should be really proud at how far you've come, where you're headed, emotionally, so happy and proud of. It's like you feel so proud of yourself, and you should. And who tells us to be proud of ourselves, right? Do we ever get those kudos from anyone? I mean, we do. Usually, if we do, our parents, our teachers, what have you, right? And then you have this beautiful depiction of, I'm proud of myself. I've become more stable than ever. I know who I am. I stand in my truth of what knowledge that has been given to me, and the lessons that I've learned, I've dealt with. You know, I had to look in the mirror. I literally had to look at the reflection coming back at me and say, okay, so some things have to change. And in order for those things to change, you have gracefully surrendered and become your whole self, right? Celebrating, going out to celebrate, you know, a barrel of laughs, I heard. Some of you, if you do have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn in your chart, you look at intricate details, and no one understands how an Aries can do that, but they do. They know intricate details. Not only intricate details of like what someone's wearing, all right? It's not going to apply to all, but for you, if you do have Earth in your natal to the point where you do look at intricate details like architects do. You look at buildings, you look at structures. You're very structured. You like structure. It makes you happy. And when you're off your game, it's like, wait a second, I gotta regroup. And that's what you've done, doing, and or will do. You should be, again, so proud of how far you've come and where you're headed. Let's find out where you're headed. Now that you have really been able to, all right, so some of you are headed in a place where it might, you might need some help figuring out what is the next project. Your career may be in a stall, but that doesn't mean that you don't have it all, right? I mean, this is a beautiful read right here. So I looked at the bottom of the deck, Spirit wanted me to, and also whatever stalling has happened, whatever is on pause, needs to be on pause so that you can regroup, right? This is like, okay, so I just stepped into a new platform. Some of you speak. Some of you are in a setting the stage for on a platform of I hope you can see these. Yeah, okay. A platform of speaking or going to see a speaker. Maybe you're getting some, you know, setting up some spiritual retreats so that you can hear, listen, and learn. All right, now I'm going to, and interesting, right? This is like staring right at me. Spiritual retreat. Spiritual journey. This is your spiritual journey. All right, let's get a little more intel for the beautiful Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Okay, so we're on this spiritual journey. We've sacrificed. We now are looking at what is next. Where do I go from here? Do I need more? I mean, some of you have certainly relocated and you're strong in emotionally very strong, right? Some of you are carrying, I hear an olive branch. This is an olive branch that he is carrying. I hear it, but I also see it. So some of you are maybe hoping to extend an olive branch to someone that has hurt you and just say, you know what, I forgive you. Let's make amends as friends, what have you. I feel that you're being guided for sure by the world is your oyster. The light's being shown to you to go forward, right? And this, okay, so this is what they're saying. This light that's being shown to you is in the dark. Look, your journey is being shown to you like when you get most of your intel from spirit or spirit move me, this is usually what happens like right before bed, as you're driving. Maybe if you're road tripping it, you're driving and it's at nighttime, and you know some brilliant ideas may come to you best at night. Sometimes this happens because the only thing in the darkness that is seen is the light. The only thing in the dark night is the light. The stars, starlight, something about stars. If you are looking at the astrological planets and how they work, you're learning about that. For others of you, you are the star of your own show, leading the way forward. Maybe some of you guys are going to spiritual retreats, like I said, to listen to speakers, getting to know them and how they acquired their career path. You may be a little hesitant, but once you get there, you're going to be like, okay, I know this is where I'm supposed to be. If you're contemplating, truly, if you are contemplating going on some kind of a journey, like a road trip, you know, you start at night and you just keep going, right? It's going to be eye-opening. A lot of emotions will come out. Some of you need to drink more water and eat more vegetables. Let's get some more here. We have the lion in the back here, in the backdrop, but the lion is giving you, that is your spirit. Maybe some of you have Leos strongly in your chart. If not, it could just mean that you're gaining your strength from everything that you've been through, right? Cobblestones, right? The world is your oyster. Not kidding. The world is your oyster. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Who do you want to be? Right? Where do I go from here? I freed myself. You have been freed. Spirit also, this freedom may have come at some sort of a cost, but I'm not talking financial. For some, maybe like a smidge. It could be financial, but for others, this freedom, money can't buy this freedom. Some of you have 2 dogs that are completely different in nature. What do we say when we say that in nature? Different in nature. It's because our natural habitat is not to make humans robotic, like, you know, society has taught us up until now. And then we learn and we grow and we move to the beat of our own drum. And this is what you're doing. You're like, now I'm free. I'm like, I love it. This world, this woman looks so, look at this. So this could mean that this person, if this is literally an external person, someone has freed another person, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but also, or Aquarius, what have you. But I feel like this freedom may, for some, be like free to, they're redheads, number one. They're redheads. You know, redheads are very rare. True redheads, right, are very rare. They're very authentic in their own selves. They are. If there is someone who's got red hair that has freed themselves, or that's you, Aries. Aries is, right? Aries is the planet of Mars, which is red, which is our base chakra. And interesting enough, what came here is maybe you're missing someone that you did walk away from, right? Here, it's right here. Saying goodbye is such sweet sorrow. You will always have a very special place in your heart for someone, Aries. This feminine is looking at this masculine who is reversed, and that was the first card of the Five of Cups reversed. When you look back, were you, if this relates, okay, were you emotionally not available at some point in time? Were you not emotionally available? Was it more important to gain your freedom? Are you searching for yourself? Doing your own work? Some of you have been doing your work, and others of you are just opening up your heart so much. Some of you really are opening up to others that, you know, sometimes Aries, they don't always open up, you know. Let's get another card on this one. So the decision had been made that someone was going to, the decision was made that someone was going to leave. It's already been made. If this is a trip that you need to go on, for some of you, you're going literally around the world or to a country far away because you have inheritance and or property ownership. You're going to see old friends, others not old, but old family members, right? Ones that you haven't seen in a while. You have 22 is a master number. It could be your life number. It does come out to a 4, which is what? The 4th house of Cancer. So some of you have been stocking away. Some of you have been stocking away your money. Maybe some of you stock away money in your home, right? You stock money away in your home, or you don't trust the banks, right? We're just going to keep it real. Some of you are going to go at a distance to definitely claim property and or a financial inheritance, a will, whatever, right? 3. So, she has a sheath over her, right? So her truth lies in that cup. This woman could be a blonde woman. So you have red hair and blonde. So some of you are red hair, some of you are blonde, but nonetheless, an important love that you have definitely loved and or lost is significant. You're healing from it. And I'm not talking about death as much as I'm talking about, well, they're just no longer in your life. This Three of Cups is about a woman that has been scorned and is staring at the cup very closely, because now she has done her work. She's earned this Holy Grail, and she's not going to just give it up without realizing that the lessons and stuff that she has gone through has been cleared out, has been healed, and knowing that we're not going to make the same mistakes twice. She's naked as well. So the world, the Three of Cups, and the Star, they're all naked. Why? Because they've been freed. When we, okay, stick with me here. When we come, they're saying Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve came to the earth plane as innocent in the Garden of Eden. They were innocent. They had no clothes. But when Adam offered Eve the apple, that's when the change happened. And what change is that? Then we brought in the egoic structure of shame, guilt, grief, everything that the ego brings in when we allow temptation to take over. So clothes were never really an issue in the ancient times of Adam and Eve. In the beginning, it wasn't shameful to be naked, but over the course of time, unfortunately, humanity has evolved to feeling ashamed and shameful of not only being naked, but then, oh my gosh, then add the layers of that to the narrative of shameful of not only being naked, but also shaming of our bodies. Body shaming. So a whole series of issues come up when we know that when you've been stripped down to nakedness, right? You're back to an innocent time. And you had to have this loss. You had to have this loss in order to regain your innocence. There was no other way. The only way that people learn on the earth plane is through loss, pain, suffering, because that's what our Lord Jesus did. To show us, not saying that it has to be that way, no. But we have learned, and now we must unlearn. Because the teachers, the people on our path here, spiritually speaking, have taught us, people have, oh, look at this. Our teachers, our priests, our parents, what we have been taught is not necessarily what we have been given in the beginning of time. We're here to make our own choices. We're here to regain the things that the memory that we once had, and we were told, well, they say this, they say that, you know, be shameful of your bodies, don't be naked, don't show skin. And then, of course, that adds another layer of, right, you know, pedos around. Do you know what I'm saying? So all of this shame that came with sacrifice and surrender has taught you that the true value that you and who you are, that you are, is the innocence of authenticity that you have now become. Follow the spiritual path. Are you kidding? Look. You are following the path of spirit, but now it's under your terms, your conditions. You are unlearning, right here, you're unlearning what you once were taught as a child, as an adult. You got to take, literally, you have to take the bull by the horns and say, listen, I have to be this Taurus. That's why it's Taurus here, because Taurus represents belief systems, values of not only, you know, income and stability, but also of, you know, of who do we represent? Who are we? And how much does the financial or whatever of our lives really matter when it comes to giving all we got in life to evolve and to relearn the things that we're taught about valuing what? Do we value money more than we value our spiritual path? And we, in the middle is your beliefs. It's all about here value systems and what you were taught and changing that narrative so that you don't go round and round like, you know, lifetimes of grief, lifetimes of loss. This is a massive healing. Massive healing. And look at this. Look at the Chariot card here, depicted in the vice versa deck. This head is down and this one's not. Why? Because this one felt the grace and surrender and sacrifice. And this one freed themselves. And her head is no longer down. You see? And that's the difference of being and living in fear and living in love. It all boils down to that. And what you've decided, what you've chosen, is to celebrate you, be prideful, not in an egoic way. The peacock is prideful, but not, you know, the wings are not feathered out. If this had been that way, then I'd say, yeah, for sure it's ego. But it's not. So the losses in life, just in general, looking back, you know, doing your past life review, you've realized that the people that have come and gone in your life, you know, made you very happy, made you very sad, but yet the most important thing to take with you here, Aries, is that you have freed yourself. You've become naked again. Naked. Hold on, let's do the first card, right? Let's do it again. Naked. Some of you don't feel now, do not feel anything wrong with Adam and Eve's nakedness. Because when you're naked in the same sense of innocence, in the same way that innocent children, she's naked as well. So I'm going to say that's four times. 4 cards that are naked, that has stripped you of all of what you thought you knew and all of who you thought you were. And now you're on a new pathway, a new spiritual beginning of understanding. When we live in fear, that becomes, we have to layer, we put a clothes on, and we're shameful of our bodies, and we hide and we mask and we Botox and we lipo and we do all this stuff. Even like whatever, any kind of change of the body that has not been the body that God has rightfully given us is being shown to you as a lesson for not being ashamed of your body. And now, in this innocent time of sacrifice, surrender, and forgiveness, you are now ahead of the game of life. And I'm going to tell you, if any of you, Aries, if any of you understand and relate to this reading, please send me comments. This is a younger masculine who has learned over time. I mean, that's what we're here for. We are here to learn over time. Yeah, time is elusive because you just keep repeating stuff until you get to this plateau of freedom. What a great month you're going to have, Aries. If you haven't felt it already, I feel some of you, some Aries that I know, have felt this already. And it's really, you should be so proud of how far you've come. And people are watching. Have a great month. And I send you so much love and blessings.